Welcome to the shop once again. This is your social media Q&A coming up to you. Got a lot of really good questions. So he's going to give you some answer here, Paul Shin, my main man, my main squeeze. So some people want to know, how's the Burt's engine thing going?
Oh.
It's a little sore subject at the moment, unfortunately.
I apparently created a poop storm without trying.
But we figured out why, I believe anyways.
Yeah.
I kind of watched it back. I hadn't had a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah.
And I had realized that he didn't really bring in an opening to it saying, okay, this is what's happened. Kind of gave you a little back story on what's happened until now. This is where we're at this moment. I think that would have helped.
Probably would have helped, yeah.
And
I didn't think about it. I didn't think.
Yeah, so it
That's
made it kind of look like he could be just bad-mouthing somebody, and that was not the intent at all.
Definitely not.
So, what are we going to do?
Well,
What's the plan?
Can I just give the background that I should have given in the video
Sure.
real quick?
Go for it.
A couple seconds?
Yeah.
I've been a real fan of Terry and John Lample's project for, since the beginning. I remember when Terry announced it back in like 2000 and something. Anyway, Bob and I signed up for blocks the minute they went for sale.
Yeah, I remember that.
Signed up for block kits, and they said it's going to be a while, and we kept getting put off.
Mm-hmm.
So then I saw Terry in person at a seminar, and I said, hey, Terry, we've been signed up for, like a year and a half, and people are getting blocks now. We still haven't got our blocks. He goes, oh, we'll talk to John Lample. He's my guy that handles it. Okay, fine. Mm-hmm. So I kept calling John, emailing, never heard anything back. Then finally at the Turlock swap meet, the president of MOFGA went up to John Lample and said, hey, John Lample, this is Paul Shin. Paul, this is John. Put us together and said, he's been trying to get a hold of you. And so John and I spoke. And I said, hey, John, you've been passing us up. We're seeing all these people get our blocks. We never got our block. And John said, oh, let me check. About a week later, I got an email, and John said, I'm so sorry. You're right. You've been on the list since, it was like May, whatever it was. He says, I've got 2 blocks left, and they're yours. I'll send them to you. And I was like, man, that was really nice. Perfect. Mm-hmm. So we did. So he sent the blocks. Okay. We got them in February this year. Some of the people in our club and the other clubs around, of course, I'm in touch with everybody. Hey, what's going on with that Burt's engine? I was real excited.
Mm-hmm.
And
super. That's all the buzz around the house.
Yes, that's all I could think
Burt's engine,
about.
I gotta have it.
And so we had 2 blocks that were ours now that are, so the check is on its way, and I'm real excited. And I was talking to, I won't say their names.
And how many did it entail?
Altogether, 20-something blocks.
Wow.
Almost 30.
Okay.
So anyway, they were mentioning that some of the blocks were good to go. They could throw them right together, but some of them, there were some issues that they had to figure out. Mm-hmm. I thought, oh, well, that's weird. Okay, so I made the decision to have our 2 blocks sent to Willie, who is our engine guy. Mm-hmm. So I said, send them directly to Willie, and then they came to Willie. I unpacked them at Willie's shop, took them out. Things happened. Willie got sick, then I got sick, and stuff happens. But the blocks were stored inside the machine shop with other things with my name on them, no big deal. Then we got around to checking them, and my intention was to make videos on the block, the progress. Here we got the blocks. I've shot all this footage of unpacking them and taking them out, and then making measurements on things. And then I had taken video of all that, but it is like hours of video. And I thought, I want to get something out quick and just do an update. Mm-hmm. Well, meanwhile, put a link down below.
Put a link down below.
I interviewed Terry Burtz in Kerrville, and Terry had just taken a lot of flack the night before when he did the seminar in Kerrville about his engine block kits, and people were really upset. How come you make them in China? Why aren't you making them in the U.S.? And so Terry was pretty beat up over that. I said, hey, Terry, let's talk about that. I want to interview you. I'm going to include that question, and I want your answer so you can tell everybody. And he was kind of, and I said, well, you had a couple hundred people in your seminar. I'll give you like 10,000 people can hear your side of the story. And that's how many hits that video got, like that. But it was Terry explaining things, and I was supporting Terry and telling him, yeah, man, this is great. If there's a future in this hobby for people that drive their Model A's a lot, we're going to need new blocks. Who wants to throw a bunch of money at getting a 100-year-old block rebuilt to have it crack 200 miles later, and that's all for nothing?
Yeah,
I said the future is new blocks. I am still supporting Terry in this project, and I was really jazzed. I asked Terry, I said, hey, I've been hearing a bunch of guys are having problems with the blocks. And Terry said, well, I never heard anything about that. And I said, well, they say they've talked to you about it. And he said, well, go talk to John Lample about it. I said, okay, that's fine. This is before I had even measured mine, but I knew there could be problems. But I thought, I'm going to make that a series. I'm going to show the problems, and then I'm going to show us working through it, finishing the motors, putting them in cars. That's my intention. So I went to John Lample, but John was busy, I was busy, and you know what it was like in Kerrville. It was crazy.
It's crazy.
So we didn't quite get connected, but that's all right. But I wanted to get that video out, at least show, the progress where we were. The video essentially was me asking Willie, what did you find on the blocks? We didn't show everything because I didn't want to make a 3-hour video. I wanted to make a 15 minutes or less video.
It's hard to make these videos short. And there's so much information
You're trying to
going on.
squish them together as much as you can. I was trying to actually get it to 10. Anyway, it was Willie showing the measurements and what he found. So that was the video that I put out. And I said, okay, can we fix it? And Willie said, yeah. One of the things Willie said in the video, I asked him, could we have just put them together like this around him? He says, yeah, they would have run. Things are probably close enough, but using Willie's words, it would affect the longevity of parts of the motor. And for people like us who drive our Model A's all the time, I want something that's going to last. So I said, okay. And then we got an estimate on what it's going to cost to do the work. And I'm like, go for it. Let's do it. So I wanted to fix these blocks at my expense and show that and video it, show it, then show them being assembled, and then show them in a car, and then show them running, and then give updates every so many months or whatever.
Now, there's a reason behind the way you're doing it, though.
I wanted to see it through.
People are wondering, why didn't you just go with the warranty? Why didn't you just take it back to, Terry and, this and that? And the problem is, A, you've been trying to talk to them. And no callbacks. They kind of, to me, it was almost like they kind of poo-pooed it off a little bit. And so, but you know what? He didn't even care about that.
No.
His main thing was just like, hey, how can we get this going? How can we get it running? And how can this be awesome?
Because that makes great video.
Yeah, and it makes great video.
See, that's me though. I like working through problems.
Yeah.
That motivates
I know, that's
me.
you.
I love that. What I hate is, okay, this is broken, take it back and get another one. Here it is, okay, happily ever after. No, not for me. I want to fix stuff.
Or is it not broken?
Is it not broken?
But two, it's like, it's also a way to get out that, okay, these are the things, if you're going to get one, whether it's from Burt's or, if there's anybody else who makes them, I don't even
Todd
know.
Buttermore makes racing blocks or something.
But there could eventually be somebody else who does it. But wherever the future brings us, it's good to know that they're not just coming out perfect every single time. There's quality control issues. And so these are the things that you can look out for when you do order yours. So that way you don't stick something in your car and end up having problems being caused because of it.
Okay, that's what I should have done.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
But you know what? This is all new to us,
I'm not perfect.
What can you do? We're little human beings and we learn along the way. But so it was a good lesson to learn that you just got to kind of keep put information in there, because not everybody's been watching all the videos.
They don't know.
And now they're watching this one.
And people that never saw me,
they have no clue.
Coming to Terry Burtz's defense. And that, when I published that video, the Terry Burtz video, I lost subscribers. People unsubscribed that watched me defend Terry Burtz in that video, but I left the video up. So it hurt me helping Terry, but I was glad to. I was making a contribution. Now Terry thinks I'm just, out to get him or something, but absolutely not.
And said some very unkind things.
Terry said some very unnice things, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to fall for that. No,
it's
no.
Not okay.
Not okay. I'm not going down that path. I'm not. No animosity. I'm not mad.
If he would have just asked you, you would have explained things and said, hey, let me fix this.
Well, my next video was going to be the fixes and us actually assembling the blocks. That was going to be the next video. Now, I just want to wash my hands of it. I'm just like, no.
You're not going to make the next video with the information so that way they can see what was going on with the engine?
No. What's going to happen now is, John Lample, see, the problem is the web forums really made this worse. The web forums screwed this whole thing up.
With Terry's
absolutely
post.
screwed it all up. And then everybody jumping on telling me that it was a hit job. You should have talked to Terry first. He says you should have worked it out with Terry first.
You tried.
Worked it out means exchange it for another block, which means pretend there's zero problems. And what good is a video? Okay, I have a block and I'm not even going to show you what happened to get to this point, but here's a block and everything just fits together. Now it's in my car.
Yeah, no,
I want
he
to
doesn't
show,
work that way.
No, so
He's
I'm
gonna
a
be
journalist.
honest.
I'm a journalist. I've been in broadcasting for 38 years. Can you believe it?
Yeah,
38
it's a
years
long
I've been in
time.
broadcasting. And one thing they drill into our heads is fairness and truth. I always tell them, I never pull wool over people's eyes in videos. I mean, I show my failures just as much as I show success. I mean, look at the videos on this car. Fail, 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 one win. You know? But all my videos on this car so far, fail, fail. Here's how I screwed this up. Here's how I screwed this up. Here's how I screwed.
Yeah,
And I put it all
whatever.
out there. I mean, even my own health when I died, I put that out there.
Yeah.
I mean, what have I got to hide? I'm just a regular guy. So I'm not going to pretend that, you know, I eat unicorn cereal for breakfast every day and it's all rainbows and sunshine here. I mean, it's real life. So I wanted to show, here's some problems, here's how we're working through it. I no longer get that opportunity. So John sent me an email, just received, and he says that they want me to send the blocks back. But what they're going to do is they want me to send their blocks, pack everything back up and send them to their machine shop who's going to take measurements, and then Terry's going to publish those measurements.
Sure he will.
Well,
Sorry, but it's
I'm
the
sure
truth.
he probably will. I don't think he's a bad guy.
I don't know.
I think he's on the up and up.
We'll see how it turns out.
We'll see how it turns
and I'll
out.
see if I can talk him into doing a video just a little differently, but still showing what they found. I think that's important.
Well, I think it's important
We'll
because
work
if you
on
get
that.
one of these blocks, you should have, in fact, its instructions say, first thing you're supposed to do when you get the block is have it cleaned out by a shop.
Mm-hmm.
Why not have the shop check the measurements too while it's there? That's the right thing to do. I mean, even if you order these like racing engines, they even say in the instructions, it's up to you to check every clearance, check every measurement before you run it in your car. It's up to you.
I think it's important
Oh, I do on
for the
everything
longevity
anyway.
of the motor and
Yeah.
being safe in your vehicle.
I mean, our best running engines, think about it, our best running Model A motors are ones where like Willie or Joe checked everything and fixed it. Even if something was only a couple thousandths out, we fixed it. But when we put the motor together, and those are the best running motors we have.
That's why we can go long,
That's why
long
we can
distances
drive
and
across
have
the
fun.
country. Yeah. So that's what I was trying to do. This is a long answer for something.
Very long.
So, I mean,
But-
if someone's owed an apology, they will get one from me. Terry Burtz said I was an alcoholic.
Well, he saw the Corona box
It was full of car parts, not beer.
Yeah, it wasn't a cool comment.
That was dumb.
Yeah.
That was really
Considering
dumb.
you don't even drink.
I don't drink.
I don't even know if your friend does at the shop.
Willie?
Really?
I don't know. I doubt it.
He's definitely not a lush, that's
Oh,
for sure.
no.
If he does, it would have to be a very occasional.
He's recovering from cancer. My guess is he probably does not drink.
Yeah, he probably does not drink.
No.
So yeah, not a very kind
No.
comment whatsoever.
That was dumb and
yeah,
mean.
and very mean.
Yeah.
Very vicious. I'm going to get into happier mode here because I know that 99% of you are absolutely awesome, and we're so happy that
bet it's more than
you join us.
99%.
Okay, I'll give it the
99.99%, yeah.
Okay, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
Sure.
Okay, so James, hey
Hi, James.
He says, could you ask Paul if you can visually determine if an engine has babbitt or sleeve bearings without disassembly? Can you just remove the pan and tell?
Well, he means babbitt or insert bearings, I think. Actually, you don't even have to remove the pan. Just remove the oil fill tube. You know where the oil cap goes that you pour the oil in? Remove that tube. It's just press fit into the block, and you can look right there. You can see the number 2 rod. You can see the main, the crank journal, and you can tell right there.
Cool. All right.
Easy peasy.
Yay! I like easy. Okay, this is from Richard. Yay,
Hi,
Richard.
Richard.
Okay, he says, I need to know what would cause my Model A to fire back after I shut it off. I have it timed the way you said, a little bit of advance so it won't kick back. What do you think it could be?
A little bit of advance, so it won't? You mean a little bit of retard, so it won't kick back?
Maybe that's the issue. Maybe he's got it
No,
backwards.
so if it shuts off, it's still...
It says
that's
after he shuts it
detonation.
off,
Okay, that's
it's
detonation.
backfiring.
And backfire. Oh, so exhaust leak, manifold leak, somewhere around there.
That kind of thing would
Yeah.
cause that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time. Manifold, leak is a big one.
Have you done a video on it yet?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to find it and I'll put it down there in the description.
It's the one where I changed manifold gaskets, but I just kind of briefly talk about that.
Oh.
The manifold gasket leak in that car when I did that video, it was our two-door, hadn't quite gotten that bad. That would have been what happened next if I just let it go.
Okay.
But you know how picky I am about the cars. I didn't let it go that long.
Yep, you seem to get them, that's for sure. This is from Curtis.
Hi, Curtis.
He says, bought my first A. Ooh, congratulations,
Nice.
Curtis.
Good job.
Need to repair radiator. Can you advise best step to take? Can have aluminum one built at Rod Shop in Indiana, about 60 miles away. He says he has made several. Do you want to advise?
I've never had an aluminum radiator. I know that they're supposed to work better. If your guy can make you a Model A radiator out of aluminum, let us know how it goes.
Yeah, that'd be
we
pretty
have a
interesting.
radiator shop we've been using for 20-something years, more than that, 30 years. Michael down at Modesto Radiator. Michael makes all of my radiators. But, caveat here, Michael makes radiators you can't buy. So we have to take Model A radiators to him. He reuses the top tank, bottom tank, and he has the jigs so that when he puts it all together, everything lines up. Because the radiator, everything pretty much attaches to that. You know, the radiator shell and all that goes together. The hood alignment, all that depends on how the radiator fits in the car.
He's looking at the radiator.
Of that, that car that I have failed on so many times. So I prefer a radiator with 4 cores and somewhere between 8 to 10 fins per inch. And fins per inch is how many of these horizontal lines. How many of these?
Right there?
Right there. So this is a 3-core 6-fin radiator. And this will run great if it's clean. If everything's clean out, this will run fine. But on a really, really hot day when you start climbing hills, and we live in hill country, this thing's going to overheat. So all except this car, which has an original round tube radiator in it. All of our other cars have 4-core, 8 or 10 fins per inch radiators. Never overheat. Never even come close. Remember the trip to Reno, and it was 105 or 6, and we're climbing hills and all that, and everybody's overheating. Not me. 2-door sedan, just away we go. So that's why I have my radiators built. I don't buy radiators, I have them built at a radiator shop.
Nice. It's a lot of information, but at least it's good.
Hope it helps.
Okay, we've got John.
Hi, John.
Hey, John.
I think I need an oil change.
He says, did a Model A ever have the battery mounted to the firewall in the engine compartment?
No, never, no.
Is there a reason why?
It sucks.
Oh,
Yeah.
it sucks, John.
No. You've already got a gas tank right there. Do you want to put the lightning box there too?
Probably not.
Nah.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Leave Zeus under the floorboard.
Yeah. Next person, I don't know if it's pronounced Goran, maybe. It's Goran, but the O has a
Goran?
little slash through it.
Oh, Jordan,
Is that how you pronounce it?
I guess.
Okay, well, you know who you are. But I thought share this one and see if anybody else has any
Jordan.
things about this too. He says, thinking of changing gear ratio on my 29 two-door from 3.78 to 3.54. I live in Norway and there are a lot of uphills.
Oh.
Now the car drives all the uphills in high gear and is too heavy with 3.54 and has a downshift to second gear. He's saying it like a question though. He has a question mark after that.
Like,
so.
am I going to have to downshift to second gear to
It
climb
could
hills?
be. So let me
Yeah.
finish really quick with that in mind.
Okay.
Engine is rebuild and have high compression head 5.5-1.
Okay, yeah.
Thinking of Mitchell overdrive, but it is expensive.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it is expensive.
Well, that's the thing, though. Okay, so this is a great question.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
This question is more thoughtful than you think. So he's thinking, this is good. So the stock gear ratio with a Model A engine going 50 miles per hour is about 2,100 RPMs. Okay. A Model A engine really shouldn't be revved past 2,500. So that's, 55 is kind of it's not the end of the world, but it's pretty close if you're going to be there all day. You don't want to do that. 50 is pretty much the end of the world if you want to run it that way all day. with a stock gear ratio. 354, you can get up to, oddly enough, 54 miles per hour at that same RPM and run there all day. Basically 54, 55, run there all day.
Yeah.
However, every time you climb a hill, keep in mind that torque band is now at a higher speed. If you can't keep your speed up, if you're on a hill where the car starts to slow down, then you're toast.
So you start going.
Now you got to double clutch, get into second, and now you're going to be going 25 miles an hour up that hill.
Ouch.
Really ticking people off.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
So, in that case, now see if he has a real light car, if he has a Roadster or a Sport Coupe, he can get away with it.
He must not, though.
Our Sport Coupe has a 354 rear end in it. Right. Our Sport Coupe has a 354 rear end in it and a Mitchell overdrive.
Yeah.
354 gears, it'll run 55, not in overdrive, but in straight through. It'll run 55 all day long. Get to a hill and it starts to fall on its face a little bit, even though it's a lighter car. But then you just pop it into second over. Now you're going 35 or 40 up the hill. It's not the end of the thing. Or you pop it out of overdrive, because when in overdrive with a higher gear ratio, like a 354 gear ratio, it's way too much. Even our Sport Coupe, which is really light and has a pretty strong motor in it, can't really pull a hill in overdrive and third. However, our two-door sedan, which is a heavier car with a stock rear end gear ratio and a Mitchell overdrive, can still pull hills with a Mitchell. You can still go 55 on some hills. And if the hill gets a little too steep, you just pull it out of overdrive back into third regular. Then you just go 45 over the hill. Traffic doesn't get too mad at you because you're still moving along.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get a Mitchell overdrive, I'm going to speak to you directly. If you're going to get a Mitchell overdrive, keep the stock rear end ratio. If you're not going to get a Mitchell overdrive, get the 354. Keep in mind, you have to have a hopped up motor, a little bit warmed up. He has a high compression head. That's the start, okay?
Okay.
You can get away with it. You're still going to slow down on hills. It's still going to bog down a little bit on hills. And since you don't have that gear to drop out of, you're kind of stuck. You're going to have to go all the way down to second and go 25 up the hill. But you will learn to avoid the hills that your car needs downshifting on. And so anyway, to answer your question, if not getting an overdrive, you want a 354 rear end, fine. I would, if those were my two choices, I'd keep the stock rear end and get the overdrive.
Okay, this is, I believe the name is pronounced Arabella.
Hi, Arabella.
Maybe. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. They are from Hawaii.
Oh, sweet. That's where Ryan's from.
Yeah. They said they have a 1931 Ford Model A Roadster that has always been in the family. Recently, when I am riding in the car, the engine remains on, but the car stops moving. Any ideas?
The engine remains on, car stops moving. Bad clutch, broken axle.
Could there be something where the gear isn't engaging properly, maybe?
Could be bad tranny, but I'm guessing it's a clutch thing.
Could be.
Engine runs, car doesn't move. Clutch?
Could be. If the clutch is shot.
Clutch, tranny, U-joint, rear end.
Yeah.
That's what it narrows down to.
But those are some of the things definitely you should be looking at and see if those have an issue.
I wish I had a crayon I could draw on the screen.
That would be hilarious. Hi, Candace.
Hi, Candace.
Oh, they've written us before.
Awesome.
They're talking about Rose, their Model A.
Oh,
I just love
I
that
remember
name.
Rose.
You
Yeah,
remember
they sent us pictures of Rose.
Huh? Yeah. Well, Rose has developed a leak in the head gasket between the first and second head bolt on the driver's side. It is about a drip a second. Has Paul ever used any of the sealants on the market, or is it just better to replace the gasket? I have read several good and bad reviews on those products.
Yeah, do not use sealants in a Model A.
Oh, it's Bobby. Bobby sent it, though.
Bobby sent it?
Yeah.
Yeah, treat Rose nicely. Don't put that stuff in Rose.
Rose is awesome.
You know what it's like? It's like if you cut your leg and now your leg's bleeding.
Yeah.
Okay, do you A, repair the skin, or B, eat a block of cheese to plug it up?
Again with your block of cheese.
That's the same thing. Rose has feelings.
Okay.
Okay, fix Rose's skin. Don't just feed Rose a block of cheese.
Fix her boo-boos.
Fix the boo-boos. Yes.
Okay. That was fun. Okay, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Hey, Greg. He's trying to install a Nurex Auto Advance.
Oh.
I don't know. It says INY.
Yeah.
That is what it's supposed to say?
I know what he's talking about.
Okay. 1931 OCPU, but I have a one-piece distributor shaft. Coupling at top of shaft has a pin through it that is peened on both sides. So the
Yes.
shaft goes from the oil pump into the distributor and can't be separated. What do I need to buy
It doesn't
in
go
order?
from the oil pump in the distributor. Can't be said. That shaft goes down to the distributor drive, which is what engages the cam.
Okay. He says it can't be separated. Can it be separated?
Yeah, it can be separated.
Okay, well, I'll
Yours
let you
is
answer
rusted.
that. Oh, well, then let me continue really fast
Sorry,
here,
go
just
ahead.
in case there's more that will help you answer him. Okay. What do I need to buy in order to install a new Rex shorter shaft? Ooh, that was hard to say. And he's happy that you survived your sickness that you had not long ago.
Thank you. Okay, Greg. I, first of all, love New Rex products. I love everything they make, the quality, everything. Their timing wrenches. I've bought hundreds of them and given them away to new Model A's. The only product I don't like from New Rex is that Auto Advance. Number of reasons. I don't know. I kind of think it's so easy to work a manual Spark Advance. It's like I don't really worry about it. I mean, every time one of those comes in my shop, I yank it and put a stock distributor in. I mean, maybe if you have a medical condition or something, maybe. I mean, you know.
We're not sure why you're wanting to
Not
put one
sure
of
why you
those
wanna-
in.
yeah, I
it's
mean,
not too hard
He
to
wants
use
it to be
that.
a modern car and not a Model A?
I don't know.
I don't know.
And maybe if there's a medical condition, maybe he needs it to be a little easier so that he doesn't have to worry about all that kind of stuff.
I'd use my chin if I had to move the Spark
Yeah,
Advance.
right. Whatever. Well, you might. I don't know.
I would.
But you know, there might be a reason why you're wanting one of those. But if there's not really a reason, then I'd say just learn how to use the advanced and whatnot
just learn how
a
to
little
use Spark
better.
Advance. Super
maybe.
easy. Just put the Advance all the way up, start the car, pull it halfway down, leave it there when you're driving around town. When you get on the highway, pull it all the way down, just like the owner's manual says.
Christopher.
Hi, Christopher.
Hey, he says, Paul, any videos on rebuilding a water pump? It doesn't look too hard.
No, it's not. I've done
you
it
have
lots of times.
Do you have any videos yet, though?
I've not done a video on it. You know, see, every time I'm rebuilding a water pump is because, like, you know, our club members standing here waiting for it, or because anytime you make a video about anything, it takes 5 times longer to do it.
It's true.
So I'm always in a hurry when I build a water pump for some reason. Anyway, I do plan on making a video. It'll probably be this winter though, because you know, when things slow down and we can't drive the cars, that's when I do shop videos.
Okay.
And then I sprinkle them in throughout the year when I need, you know, something real quick.
Okay. Well, Christopher, hang in there.
Chris, I swear there's a video coming.
Hopefully,
and,
you can hang out until he makes the water pump video.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Meanwhile, the Red Book, Les Andrews' book, shows
maybe
how
his
to do
Christmas wish will be
it.
granted.
Maybe his Christmas wish will be granted. Yes. Christmas present for Chris. We'll make a video on how to repair a water pump.
All right, this is our last person, Mary.
Mary.
Hey, Mary.
Hello.
So she sent me a couple of different things. This was one of them. It seems like a fairly easy question to answer, but she gave us a little bit of fun little stuff. She has a car that her dad purchased. She says she has the paperwork for her dad's auto purchase in August 1938 in Greencastle, Illinois, right?
Indiana.
Oh, darn. Indiana. I'm not too book smart.
Illinois, Indiana, you know, same thing.
It says of a 1929 Ford Coach.
Coach?
Yeah.
4-door? Or is it a...
So her curious,
Town sedan?
she says, can I assume that it was a Model A?
Well,
What is a coach? Is there a particular Model A that is a coach? No?
but if it was a Ford made between 1928 and 1931, it's a Model A.
I wonder what they meant by coach. That's what she's trying to figure out. She says, I didn't know what coach meant. Wondering if it's a couple, I mean, a couple, well, that's what she put, but I think she means a coupe. Wondering if it was a coupe or a 4-door when called a coach. I wish that I had a picture of it. The price was $65 with a $5 finance charge, $20 down with a $5 weekly payment. Looks like the Indiana tax he paid was $15. Boy, have times changed.
Oh, yeah.
Although I'm sure back then that was probably a lot of money.
Yeah, but now you can't get a loaf of bread for $15.
Well, you
Stupid.
can, but it's getting bad.
It's the
That
junk
is
bread.
a fact.
It's that garbage bread that we use.
We don't use garbage bread.
Yeah, we do.
Oh my gosh.
We buy whatever's on sale.
So anyways, I guess that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
We are done.
We are done.
I'm going to zip it now.
I'm going to go zip it and eat some supper.
Yeah, it's time to feed this man.
you.
He's worked very hard. Thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you.
We
Peace
love
out.
you. Take care. Stay well. See you next Wednesday.